Hey everyone, Combo here, back with another Empires and Puzzles video, and today we are going to talk about the February 2025 Balance Update Part 2, which just went live into the game today. We are going to talk about the heroes that are affected, and then afterwards I'm also going to go into my roster and show you which ones I have of those heroes, and show you what their updated stats look like. Real quick before we get started, if you do enjoy this video or find it helpful, hit that like button, make sure you're subscribed to my channel, and turn that notification bell on so you can be alerted of when I drop new content. And if you are interested in supporting my channel, click the join button next to where it says subscribed and you can get some additional information on that. All right, so who was affected in this balance update, you ask? Well, almost everybody in the game, it seems like. Not actually, but there were quite a few families of heroes and also individual heroes that were affected. So you can see that stat boost for recent families: slimes, fawns, astral dwarves, cultists and investigators, foxes, garrison guards, moths, and Untold Tales 2. Almost all of those families are very new families in the game, so it's a little interesting that all of those are getting stat increase buffs when we are asking for a power creep to be slowed down, and this is only going to increase that for the older heroes to be less relevant. But obviously, if you have these heroes, then that's going to help you a lot. There is also increased costume bonuses for Untold Tales 1 and Season 5. Those heroes definitely saw a big stat increase because of that, and I'll show you what those look like afterwards. And then some of the monthly Hero of the Month buffs for past February Heroes of the Month. Those are always common to see when we are in that current month. And then some individual hero buffs that we're going to talk about. So Abigail got some stat increases, and I'm not going to go every line by line and talk about what their attack and defense health was increased. I'll talk about if they had a different part of their special that was increased, like the Zulu minions for Abigail. The bleed damage was increased from 324 to 340 over 4 turns. That's really just because of the fact that her attack was increased, so the bleed damage went up. For Andvari, his stats went up, and then of course his molten core for the corrosive burn damage went up to a 282 damage over 3 turns instead of 281, so I'm not even sure if that was worth putting there. Our Mentis stats got increased, so did Atwood. Bramble, who was a brand new Fawn family member. Kaylin, who is an older Garrison Guard family member but has pretty good stats. Charmione, who is a Slime family member. Chunky Roy, who is part of the Moth family, got his stats increased. He literally just came out like a month ago. Dagger also came out within the last month. He is part of the Untold Tales 2 family. Dima is a Garrison Guard family member who has been out for quite some time. Dolores, I think, may have been the very first, or if not one of the first, investigator heroes that came out as part of those secret summons. Dulurfler is also a pretty new hero, probably about 2 or 3 months old, part of the Untold Tales 2 family. Their corrosive burn went up slightly as well because of their attack going up. Frank Fangs Brinwell, he got a stat increase. He's part of the Garrison Guard family also. So is Frostsnout, who got his stats increased. Fungustine, part of the Slime family, of course. One of the very first Slime family members, I believe. And I actually have him on my roster, so I will show you their stats in a little bit. Gander, another Untold Tales 2 family member. Gideon, I believe, is part of the Fawn family, or the Woodland Fawn family. Gouldron, another Slime family member. Gurik, a brand new Slime family member that just came out within the last month or so. Grover got his stat increased by 3 for defense. That's interesting. Hunter, another older investigator or secret summon, got his stat increased. Iacantha, part of the Garrison Guard family members. Isadore, another Woodland Fawn. Megwin, that one doesn't ring a bell for me. I think they're either a Moth or a Woodland Fawn, though. Melancholia, another investigator or secret summon hero. Mordowich, a brand new Moth hero that just came out last month. Muktis, another Slime hero. Omen, another secret summon or investigator hero, got his stat increased. Another Untold Tales 2 family member who is possibly one of the best healers in the game. I consider him definitely a top 5 healer in the game. He is a really good hero. His corrosive burn damage also went up slightly because of his attack stat going up. Peregrine, who is an older Woodland Fawn family member. Pip, another Garrison Guard family member. Quarry, one of the Astral Dwarves that got their stat increase, and then their water damage went up because of the attack going up. Rayshawn, who is another investigator or secret summon hero. Region, another Untold Tales 2. I mean, you can see there are a lot of heroes that got their stats increased. This is a big list of heroes. Russ, who is part of the Fox family, got his stats increased. Salnus, who is another Astral Dwarf. Santa Pimentor, part of the Moth family. Shadowfang, another another Fox. Shimmer Scale, I believe he was actually one of the first, or if not the very first, Garrison Guard family member to come out. So I actually have him double limit broken. Curious to see what his stats look like with the buff there. Silverpaw, another Fox family member. Slime Go, obviously another Slime family member. Spiff is another Fox family member. Swiftpaw, same thing, Fox family. Tamlin, part of the Woodland Fawn family. Theodosius is a Garrison Guard family member, so is Vanya. Vard does not ring a bell for me. I can't think of what family they are from. Verity is another Woodland Fawn family member. Violet Potts is another Garrison Guard family member, and her bleed damage went up because of her attack stat going up. White Fang, of course, another Fox family member. Wolfstan, part of the Investigator series or Secret Summons. Isabel, part of the Woodland Fawn family. Zavinia, another Investigator or Secret Summon hero. And then that's it for the actual individual heroes. Now let's get into the costume bonuses for the Sun and Moon families, which are part of Season 5. Their old costume bonuses were plus 17% attack, plus 17% defense, plus 26% health, and plus 5% mana. Now they will have plus 32% attack and defense, plus 35% health, and plus 5% mana. So that's a pretty big increase, and I have costume Cleopatra on my roster. She's the only Season 5 hero that I have a costume for that I have maxed and double limit broken, so I'll show you what her stats look like. It was a pretty big increase, though, in my opinion, so definitely excited for that. And then the Defenders and Nightmares of Atlantis families, which are pretty much the Untold Tales 1 costumes, they got a pretty big buff as well. They were already very strong, so this just makes them stronger. Before they had plus 13% attack and defense, plus 18% health, and plus 5% mana. Now they have plus 19% attack and defense, plus 23% health, and plus 5% mana. I have costume Medea, Spartoy, Domi Ventus, Gestalt, and Galapagos. So I've got quite a few of those. I've been trying to build up my Resist Insanity army, so to speak. So I'll show you what their stats look like in a moment. And then the February Hero of the Month buffs from the previous February Hero of the Month heroes from the past. Zelene, her direct damage increased from 195 to 225%. The costume went from 180 to 210%. Kunshin now has the duration of defense ailment increased from 4 to 5 turns. Jean-Francois, his burn damage increased from 519 to 630 damage over 3 turns. Uraeus has the direct damage increased from 535% to 585%, and the sand damage increased from 408 to 420 damage over 3 turns. Iris's direct damage increased from 375 to 405%. Visella's direct damage increased from 310 to 340%. Gladius's direct damage increased from 500% to 550%. And then there was a bug fix for Nidus, who is a brand new slime hero in the game. The paralysis that Nidus can inflict was being inflicted on bosses, titans, and mythic titans, and that was not supposed to happen. So now bosses, titans, and mythic titans will not be affected by paralysis. So definitely a lot of information and a lot of heroes that got affected by this balance update. Now I'm going to go into my roster and show you all what some of those heroes look like with the updated stats. Before this update, I only had 2 heroes at 1500 total individual power or higher, with Isidori, who was exactly 1500 before, and of course Toon Richard, who has that glass costume bonus as well, but I use the Toon more often. But Costume Medea made the jump to 1545. I do have her with an all attack path. Her attack is increased to 1789, 1565 shield, and 2841 health. I don't know what she was at before. She did have a pretty high total individual power. I want to say it was like 1480 or something like that. The Untold Tales costumes saw a slight bonus, I would say. The Season 5 hero costumes definitely saw a larger bonus, but definitely still gonna take that stat increase for her. Spartoy, for me, has 1545 attack, 1798 shield, and 2691 health. His total individual power went up to 1532. I only have 22 emblems on him. I don't have him fully masterclass emblemed yet, so yours might be higher if you do. And then Domi Ventus, I don't have any masterclass emblems on him. He's got 1528 attack, 1555 shield, and 2922 health. Isidore just saw a a slight bonus. His attack goes up to 1743, 1433 for his shield, and 2939 for his health. Other heroes that I have are Gestalt, who has 1702 attack now, 1368 shield, and 2919 health. And then I've also got Fungustine, who saw a slight buff. His shield is almost at 1900, which is pretty crazy. That's a very high shield. 1402 attack with the 1855 shield and 2696 health. Cleopatra, for me, definitely the big winner here. I know that her total individual power is 1344 before, and now it's 1463 with 1285 attack, 1766 shield, and 3070 health. Obviously, I went all shield and health for her on her talent path. And I actually took a screenshot yesterday before the stats got increased so you could see what it looked like. And here you can see it is that 1344 individual power with 1143 attack, 1599 shield, and 2877 health. And something else to also consider is how this is going to affect your soul exchange option. Right now, Costume Mayat, who is part of the Season 5 family, just got a huge buff, a huge bonus. I don't personally have her, so I cannot show you what her stats look like, but when Soul Exchange does come out tomorrow, we'll be able to see what those maxed double limit broken with Masterclass emblem stats look like with the new costume bonus. She was already, I think, number 3 or number 4 on my list, so her value may have definitely even increased. To move her up to number 2, I think Deadboot's probably still number 1 for me because of his unique special with the Wither, but Costume Mayat is definitely a very good solid option for anybody at Soul Exchange who wants a hero with good updated stats, and for somebody who will probably continue to get costume stat updates in the future. When I put out that video a couple weeks ago, I actually noted that as a reason why I rated her so high, because she was more likely to get a stat increase over other heroes, and here we are with Costume Mayat getting that buff right now the day before Soul Exchange goes live. So definitely something to consider. I know Rosalind was pictured in the graphic for the buff, but I don't think that she got a buff at all. I did take a screenshot of her and it looks exactly the same. If you all noticed something different, definitely let me know, but Shimmer Scale did see a slight buff. If we look at his stats now, he's got 1395 total individual power with 1577 attack, 1531 shield, and 2335 health. If I look at a screenshot I took of him yesterday, a slight change. As you can see, he's got 1551 attack here, 1504 shield, and 2253 health. And again, this is the old version of Shimmer Scale. And then I think the only other hero that really got affected for me was Galapagos, actually. I've got his costume with the Untold Tales 1 costume bonus. He has 1475 attack, 1516 shield, and 3015 health for me now. So I definitely got a pretty nice bump with quite a few of my top heroes, which I will definitely take. I feel like just a month ago, Costume Dia-chan was my top individual power hero, and now I've got several over 1500, so I will take it. I really do wish they would update some of the older heroes that maybe need the buffs a little bit more, thinking about Season 2, Season 3, and Season 4 hero costumes, and then just some of the older heroes and families that we don't see as much anymore, but are still on people's rosters. Let's not forget about them, please. I am certainly happy to take these new buffs for the heroes that I have, but again, I do wish that other older heroes would be also considered. Let me know how this balance update affected your roster, but that is going to do it for today's video. I hope you did enjoy it or found it helpful, and if you did, hit that like button, make sure you're sub to my channel, and I'll catch you guys next time.